tell the gaffer that?
No, I only looked it up recently.
Part of winning is the struggle before. You have to go through failure. You're joking?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a stat that is. Maybe the game wasn't great in terms of a spectacle, but the end goal, everything that we've been through as a team.
All right, Jordan, first of all, thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. And it must be a busy time probably the busiest time for any footballer in the history of football.
Yeah, it's quite busy with all the games coming up, but yeah, it is what it is. We always give our best no matter how many games we play, but yeah, it's pretty hectic at the minute.
And obviously with the book as well, the journey that you've gone on through actually producing the book and writing the book and reliving those memories, has that made you think differently about anything that's happened in your career, or remember something that was, no, looking back, that's actually
I think there were certain things looking back, and it sort of makes you more self-aware by the end of it, I think, in terms of how you think of certain things and certain situations. And when you look back, you think, was I really thinking that much and that bothered by that, like something so small? But at the time, it was so big to us, so yeah, it made us more self-aware, definitely.
And it's fair to say that it's been a roller coaster over 11 years for you at Liverpool. I'm not sure that many Liverpool players have experienced as much as you have, with the finals that have been won and lost. And nobody in Liverpool Football Club history has lifted 6 different trophies. That must feel pretty incredible.
Yeah, really lucky and fortunate to have been able to do that, and been at this club for that long as well. So it has been a bit of a roller coaster, but I've loved every minute of it. And there's been really tough moments, but again, it makes things when you do win even more sweeter, really. To go through them tough moments as a team, as an individual, to then get over that and to win things makes it even better. So yeah, been an incredible journey so far, and hopefully there's still a long way to go yet.
And in the book you speak about when you first came to the club, and you have quite a lot of affection for Melwood, and it seems that you're a player and a person who really grasps what it means to play for this football club, for this community, this set of supporters. How important do you feel that is for any Liverpool player, but also for yourself, how you've learned what that history means to you as a player and a captain of Liverpool Football Club?
I think that's part of the fabric of playing for Liverpool, is the history. I can remember the manager speaking about it when he first came in, and how that could be a burden, and how successful the club was years ago. But actually, it should be an inspiration, and sort of flipped it and tried to use it in a different way. And I think that really did help us really in the mentality that we thought. But I think it's ingrained in the football club, and respecting and gaining inspiration from the players that definitely played here before, and the trophies they won and what they did as a team. Definitely, and I just hope that in years to come that will always be the case. And I've been so fortunate enough to play with amazing players, incredible managers as well. That's really helped me in my journey.
You speak about the similarities between where you was born and where obviously it's been your home for the last 11 years. So it's also about understanding the community and the people, and obviously you've done a lot of work that you've received a lot of rightful recognition for off the pitch. How important is that to you as a person?
I think that's important to me always, just because of the values that I had when I was brought up. I think I mentioned it quite a bit in the book about the values of being brought up in Sunderland, working class background, city that really loves football. Can't wait till the weekend to go to work all Monday to Friday, work all week, and can't wait for the game on the Saturday and go and support the team. And I really felt the similarities of that when I moved to Liverpool, and how much the fans actually loved the team, the football club, and how much they wanted them to do well. So yeah, I've always tried to keep them values and try to give back as much as possible. Obviously, where I'm from in Sunderland, yes, that's important to us, but also Liverpool, because I've lived here for so long. They've given me so much. My kids were born here, It's their home, so yeah, it's sort of, I see Liverpool actually as me home now, but obviously never forgetting where I was brought up in Sunderland.
You speak about the supporters there. If you could go back and relive any match from your career and be in the stands for it instead, what would it be?
Wow, what, to watch a match back?
You're in the stands for it.
I think I'd go Champions League final for the, obviously, maybe the game wasn't great in terms of a spectacle, but the end goal, everything that we've been through as a team to get to that point, to then watch the team lift the trophy, I think would be incredible. So I would go with that, but in terms of an actual game, I would probably go with Barcelona at Anfield. The atmosphere, everything around it, where we were at that moment in time, in the league, also in the result of the fixture in the first leg. So as an actual game, I would probably choose that one.
I don't think there's many that would disagree with you, and Jurgen gave the same answer when we spoke to him before, so yeah, that's fair to say. We'd all love to go back there and relive that one.
Yeah.
You know, that 29 final that you speak about there, and obviously going on from the success there, that team that started that final, incredibly, apparently it's the only time that starting 11 actually played together, never before or since. And the trophies that we've won...
What, in the
final? The 2019 final, that 11 never has
You're
played
joking?
together. Yeah, unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a stat that is.
Apparently,
so they never played together before
that's actually 11,
or after?
Correct. Which is wild.
Yeah, that's mad. That, yeah, that's correct. Did you tell the gaffer that?
No, I've only looked it up recently.
I'm going to tell him if you never told him. I'm going to tell him when I see you.
There you go. You can put that one in the book. Second edition.
Yeah.
But that team, you know, it's almost an iconic team. We can all name it at 1 to 11. And is there any sort of in your mind where just one Champions League and just one Premier League? I always use the analogy of Andy Murray being born in this era with tennis, where he's got Djokovic, Nadal, Federer. Right now, Murray would have won everything in the 90s. This Liverpool team now, you'd have dominated English football in the 90s and 90s, right?
Maybe. But would that have been as good? You know, I think part of winning is the struggle before. You have to go through failure. You have to go through bad moments, through adversity, to get to where you want to be. I think that goes with everything in life, really. So without that, I'm not sure it would feel the same, actually. So again, I go back to that Champions League moment probably being the biggest moment of my career, but I'm sure the lads would, or a lot of the lads would say the same, because of everything that we've been through before that as a team. And I would never want to change that. So let's not even go there.
One thing that we might want to change, though, that we can agree on, is the way that the title was won, obviously in an empty stadium. But in the book, you reveal that the actually taking of the trophy on the Kop was your idea. You know, what was that? Just a lying awake at night, or inspiration from the fans?
Yeah, I think I might have had a conversation with a few players, but I just wanted it to be, if there was going to be no fans there, which was a big disappointment for everyone, of course. It needed to be unique, it needed to be special, because we'd waited for so long to do it, and I just felt there was no better way really than doing it in the Kop, with all the history and everything, with the banners behind the podium. I thought that was the best out of a bad situation we could do.
And you've been here 11 years. We've moved from Melwood to the AXA Training Centre. You've seen a lot of players come through the door of this football club, whether that's a sign-in or a youth player coming through. What's it take to make it at this football club?
Hard work, self-belief, and I think them two things will put you in pretty good stead to succeed at Liverpool. I think, yes, the fans want to be successful and they want to win. Every player does as well. But they also appreciate when they can see a player giving absolutely everything. And you don't come to Liverpool if you haven't got quality. So when you're signing, the quality is obviously there from what you've done. But when you get here, I think the biggest thing is about how much you're willing to sacrifice for the club and for the team. And if the answer is everything, then you've got a good chance of being successful and having a successful career at Liverpool.
Which one player, maybe, if you can pick out, that most surprised you, like on their first day, whether that's a young player coming up or a new signing? Is there anybody that really stood out, that you were impressed, that they were surprised you? And
there'll be a lot of them over the time that I've been here. There'll have been a few, but I would probably, the most recent one I'll give you, because it's more fresh in my mind, would probably be Luis Diaz. How he adapted so quickly to the way we wanted to play, the speed of the Premier League, everything like that a lot of people speak about normally when new signings come from abroad. Really impressed us straight away in the first session that I seen him in training.
And in the book you go back to sort of the harder times that you've just kind of discussed there, about obviously through your journey at Liverpool, almost being sold to Fulham, what you did, the conversations that you had with Brendan, your journey that you went on then, and then almost winning the title under Brendan. Was there ever a time you thought this isn't going to happen, or was there a moment where it changed, the belief hit back?
I think there'll have been definitely in them moments that stuff like that happen when we lose a title or we lose a final. Well, certainly be moments of I'll be overthinking. I'll be thinking a lot about different things and why can't we end up getting over the line just in one? When we're going to get the opportunity again, will we ever be able to get back? But when you have a little bit of time to reflect and think about things and go away, I think that then gives you even more fire to want to get back to there again and sort of put it right. And that is what has kept us going as a team. You know, them disappointments, that's what I was referring to earlier, about them disappointments actually give you a bit of angriness and a bit of unfairness, that you want to put things right again and you want to go one step further. And I think that's been a huge factor in the way that we've ended up being successful in a period of time. And now at the minute, yes, we're going through a bit of a rough patch as well, and you got to do it all again. You know, football is never easy. It never just plain sailing. You're going to have ups and downs along the way, and you've got to try and deal with it, both of them, as best as you can.
And just finally then, we sit here on the eve of the World Cup. Just take us back to when you were a kid and your earliest World Cup memories. Who were the players that, you know, really got you wanted to play out in the park and your skills?
Listen, the national England was a big thing for me and for the city, really. I would say in Sunderland it was a big thing when England would play. I can remember being ball boy at one England game against Turkey at the Stadium of Light, which was again a huge thing to be involved in. I can remember when there was a World Cup on, with the time difference being really different. We could go to school early in the morning, and have all the screens on in school where you could watch the matches and stuff before lessons. So it was a big factor in my childhood for sure, England. I think one big moment that stands out to me is probably Michael Owen, Argentina, and that goal and everything around it, really, in terms of him as a player, how young he was, and sort of burst onto the scene with that goal was incredible. So I would say that's probably the biggest moment that stands out to me.
And obviously with Liverpool, we witnessed losing a final and going on to win it. Is that obviously the dream now with England, to have gone from there last year to this year?
I hope so. It's never just as easy as that, but again, I hope by us having that feeling after that final in the Euros, gives us that desire and angriness that you're going to need to go one step further. I know how difficult that is. You know, we're talking about a World Cup and the world's best teams, so it's really, really difficult. But we've got to go with the same mentality of enjoying the occasion, enjoying playing in the World Cup for your country and representing your country, and play with a smile on our face. And I think we've done that over the past 2 tournaments, and it seemed to work for the majority of it. But again, it doesn't guarantee you anything. So if we can do that again, hopefully, you never know what can happen when we're there.
So there you have it, Jordan Henderson. Only 5 people have worn the captain's armband more times than Hendo for Liverpool Football Club, and he's the only man in the history of Liverpool to have won and lifted 6 different trophies as captain. Great to hear from him, great to speak to him about his 11 years at Anfield and also his hopes for the future. If you like what you see here on This Is Anfield, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we'll see you next time.